Our final chapter for this week is Chapter 12, Communication with Special Groups, Cognitive, Physiological, Psychological, and Emotional Disabilities. According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA, a disability is defined as a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities, has a record of such an impairment, or is regarded as having such an impairment. ADA regulations impact law enforcement officers, corrections officers, and private security officers. Cognitive disabilities are intellectual and developmental disabilities. They include Down syndrome, traumatic brain injury, which is caused by trauma, acquired brain injury, which is caused by something like a stroke or a tumor, autism, and dementia. These disabilities are discussed in more detail in your textbook. Physiological or physical disabilities include hearing impairment or deafness, visual impairments, and movement disorders. Psychological disabilities include bipolar disorder, generalized anxiety and panic disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, schizophrenia, and emotional or behavioral disorders. These disabilities are also discussed in more detail in your textbook. You cannot always assume that someone has committed a crime because they act differently. The first steps to interaction include: 1. Be aware that a driver may reach for a mobility device. 2. Use hand signals or other people to signal to someone who is deaf. 3. Speak clearly and slowly. 4. Use breathalyzers to differentiate between intoxication and a disability. And 5. Seek training. Specific strategies for various disabilities are discussed in the textbook. For physiological or physical disabilities, see page 270. For visual impairments, see pages 270 to 272. For deaf or hearing impaired individuals, see pages 272 to 273. For cognitive disabilities, see pages 273 to 276. And for dementia, see pages 276 to 278. The chapter ends with other factors to take into consideration. These include guidelines for writing about people with disabilities on pages 278 to 281, dealing with service dogs on page 281, and a checklist for interaction with individuals with disabilities on pages 282 to 283.